everyone, so welcome to the first Christmassy video! Woohoo! Hope you're gonna enjoy them all, and in today's video I'm gonna be talking about books, and I just got this idea from a friend who asked me like kind of to give her advice when it comes to this, and I was like, I could actually turn it into a video because I hope that it could be helpful for a lot of people, so I hope it's gonna be helpful. And I just want to talk to you, like I want to recommend you books, but like books that you could buy your loved ones or just, you know, whatever. So like even if you don't know anything about books or not much, I've got you. And I'm gonna link I'm just gonna write down all the names and authors down below in case you want to check some of them out, so don't worry about that. But anyway, I just really hope it's gonna be helpful, and let's jump right into the video. The first category I have is YA romance, and in case the person you want to give it to likes just lighthearted page turners that have some romance involved and are just fun, and you know, just like the totally like just easy to read books that you just pick up if you want something relaxing. And I don't really have a better way to explain it, so I hope it makes sense. And the books I have written here are following. So, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is a wonderful book, and it's just like the romance there isn't even like that strong. Like, of course it's a very important thing there, but just it's about like school a lot and the relationships between like just friends, you know, and being shy, and the main character is introverted. Anyone can read this, and I mean anyone can read anything, so of course that's like sure. But yeah, just I think this is a really like just lighthearted read. Another very similar book by the same author is Eleanor and Park, also by Rainbow Rowell, and this I feel like deals with more serious topics, and it's more serious and kind of more intense, but it's just as beautiful, and it's still kind of lighthearted and very easy to read and just super nice, and I recommend this book maybe even more. I feel like anyone should read this, like anyone, and it's the kind of romance that you do not need to be a fan of romance to read this book. I feel like seriously anyone could read this, but just like again, like just if the person you want to give it to likes romance and like something even like a little bit more intense and more like deep and stuff, then this book is totally perfect. And next, two books that are very similar are Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, and this is like the #1 totally light-hearted kind of books, and they're just really like just the romantic, sweet, funny at sometimes, and just yeah, you know, like I don't know how to explain it, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Like just, you know, the books that, you know, just like the romantic, sweet fluffy books that are not too serious, and they're just really nice. Like they're not like, they're just written very simply, but they're just really funny and nice, and I really enjoyed both of them. I read them a long time ago. But again, like if the person you want to give it to, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat that sentence a lot in this video, if they just like very lighthearted romance and just, you know, really the kind that's like not deep at all, or sure it could have some deep messages in that, but not really, it's just really like just something that you want to read when you just don't care about like the message or the perfection of the way it's written, and it's just, those are really nice, like they're really nice books. And I feel like just if the person is a fan of romance, then they will definitely like this. The last on this, in this category is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I adore this book. I love it so much. And it's like kind of the same like light-hearted romance, but in a very different way. The main character is a guy, which I think makes it really different, and also it's gay, and the relationship is very different. They just chat on the internet, online, so this kind of like, it's the same kind, but it's very different. I mean, all of them are of course different, but you know, this is like very special, but like it's not as much of a romance as the other ones, I'd say, but it is just so funny, so amazing, and a wonderful book. I love it, and like just, they don't even have to like romance to read this. They just, if they like contemporary anything or just fiction, then I definitely recommend this. It's wonderful. And then again, contemporary romance, but deep and sad. That's a category that I made. And in there I have If I Stay and Where She Went by Gail Forman. And all of these books are just kind of the same kind, like just they're really fluffy, nice romances, but they are all more deep and they deal with more serious topics. So if you feel like the person you want to give it to wouldn't want to just read something that's deep and sometimes really intense and like kind of difficult at times, then like if you think that it's not something for them, then don't buy it. But if you think that just if they like contemporary romance and they do not mind bad endings sometimes, then just these books will be really nice. And I think I'm not gonna describe them individually because I really try to choose like the kind of same kind of books. So plus this video would be super long and that would probably bore you to death, so I'm just gonna read them. And yeah, so If I Stay and Where She Went by Gail Forman, Slammed by Colleen Hoover, Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, and All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. And like I said, all of these are just really beautiful and fluffy and amazing, but more intense, more deep, deal with like All the Bright Places deals with depression and suicide. Before I Fall doesn't really deal with anything, but the girl dies at the beginning and then relives her life 7 times, so it's kind of more intense, you know? And yeah, If I Stay and Where She Went, there's an accident at the beginning of If I Stay and Where She Went is a sequel to it, so it's just all really intense but also really beautiful, and not all of it has a bad ending, but some of it, so yeah. And the last in the contemporary romance category is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and that is new adult / adult, I'm not sure. So probably don't give that to someone who's like 13, you know, that's probably wouldn't be the best read for someone younger than like 15, but above that I think we good. So it's a really nice book. Again, it's more intense, it's really intense, but it's beautiful, it's heartbreaking but heartwarming, and it's just absolutely amazing. So this is just, I would say this is an awesome contemporary romance for an older person. Like for an adult woman would be just an awesome read. If the person likes romance, they will love this, but really just this is more for older people. But if you're younger, I mean, I'm 17, I'm not exactly old either, you know, so yeah. But next category is fantasy romance, and I also divide that in YA and new adult. And in YA I have the Wings series, Firelight series, Zodiac series, and Splintered series. All of them are trilogies. Actually no, Zodiac is not a trilogy, but Wings is not a trilogy either. Oh wow, so just 2 of them are a trilogy. Anyway, they're just like the kind of fantasies that are also pretty lighthearted and very easy to read, and they're not high fantasy at all. So it's just like the kind of fantasy in the modern world, and only Zodiac is more sci-fi than fantasy, so it's kind of different, but it's just all kind of really easy to read, but really fun and adventurous and all that. So just if the person likes fantasy romance, or just fantasy or romance, it's not high fantasy. The romance is like the main thing there, but it's just really fun. And yeah. In the new adult I have, of course, I mean it wouldn't be a book video if I didn't mention them, and that is A Court of Thorns and Roses series and A Court of Mist and Fury. It's a trilogy, but the 3rd one hasn't come out yet, and again it's for more like older people, so probably 15 plus or something like that. But it's more high fantasy than the other ones, and it's just new adult, so again, older peeps, but it's absolutely wonderful and amazing and fun and adventurous and beautifully written and just absolutely brilliant. If the person is 15 plus and likes fantasy or likes romance, then just buy them this. They will adore it, and seriously, it's just the best. And next I have a dystopian novel, just one, because I don't read dystopians, I hate them, but this one is quite good, and it's the Shatter Me series. I read only the first one, but like at least, you know, I read the first one, and it's just a YA dystopian novel, focuses a lot on romance, just really, like, I really like the way it's written. Some people don't, but I really do, and it's just really just nice, and it's dystopian. and this is really good for someone who likes romance and dystopian novels. I just feel like this is a really good book that's nothing like absolutely brilliant, but it's really good. And I feel like it would be a good gift, so yeah. And then I have 3 more categories. Non-fiction, which I feel like anyone could read, so the books I chose: Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, who is the author of Eat, Pray, and Love, and it's about creativity. It is beautiful, it is just magical, and I feel like anyone should read this, like especially if the person is really creative, and if the person is an artist, then buy them that and they will adore it. Seriously, absolutely, you have to buy them that. And even if they're not, I feel like anyone could enjoy this book. Like, maybe it will not speak to them as much, but I feel like everyone should like this. And the next one is Girl Up by Laura Bates, and this is more of a, like, life kind of book. It's about feminism and a lot of TMI stuff, but I feel like everyone should read this, and it's a really nice read. I loved it. So moving on to the category that is almost the last, and that is, I called it Other because I didn't know where to put it. And there I have the Percy Jackson series and The Book Thief, because I thought, you know, a lot of it is just kind of like focused on romance. Most of it, I'm sorry, that's just what I read the most, but I wanted to give you some other options in case the person doesn't like romance at all. So, Percy Jackson series, no matter if it's a kid or a teenager or an adult, buy them that. It's absolutely wonderful, adventurous, full of awesome plot twists, amazing characters, brilliant world, brilliant everything. It's amazing. Seriously, just buy them that and they will be the happiest person ever. And The Book Thief, you probably know this. It's in the time of World War II. I haven't read it yet, but I just thought it's very different than all that I mentioned. And this is just like if they had like just like historical books and more like that kind of books. I'm terrible at describing, but I really hope that it still helps. I don't know much about this book, so I'm sorry. I feel like so many people like this book, and I feel like, I mean, I haven't read it, but just, I think it must be a good book, at least for a lot of people, you know. So just like, if they like, it's probably not a read for a kid, but a teenager or someone older, I think it would be it would be a good book. Like, I don't like historical books, but I'm still in the mood to read this one, so I feel like a lot of people could like it. Just think that some people could definitely like it. And the last one I have for kids. If you have a kid, I wanted to give you 2 options. One of them is Percy Jackson. I just mentioned that. Really buy them that. But if you don't want to buy an entire series, I get it. It's expensive. Then definitely buy them Wonder by R.J. Palacio. It is a wonderful book. Again, not only kids should read that, but older people too. But especially kids, if you have a kid, then buy them Wonder. It's seriously so beautiful and so nice, and just, you know, the characters are kids, and it's a lot about bullying and being kind and all that, and it's just an amazing book, and I feel like everyone should read this too, and it's definitely an awesome option for a kid. So I really hope it was helpful. If you have any book questions, then definitely leave them down below. I'm going to try to answer them if I know the answer. If I don't, then I'm just going to try to find the answer. And yeah, I really hope this was helpful. I really wanted this to be helpful, so I hope it helped at least one person. Tell me if it helped you or not. And definitely look forward to all the Christmassy videos, and subscribe if you want to watch them. I've never said this on my channel, but I'm saying it now because the Christmas videos are going to be epic, so if you want to see them, stay tuned. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, like I said. And have a brilliant day. Enjoy Christmas. And see you in the next video. Bye!